Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the other trading card game that I fell in love with in 2023, Alpha Clash. Kind of talk to you about why you should be maybe taking a look at it in 2024, and just give you some things about the game that I think, like some things that aren't mechanical, things surrounding the game that make it just a TCG that I think is worth trying for you going into 2024. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. Check out my other videos. I do Alpha Clash content, mainly Flesh and Blood. But in 2024, it's going to change a lot, and I'll kind of talk about that here. I don't want this video to be super long. So the one thing about my channel, if you're new, is like I'm super like conversational. I don't want to make structured content with a lot of edits, and it really helps me to make videos like this when it comes to just giving you points and like thoughts on something, because I feel like I can present it in a non kind of salesy way and just kind of give you my general thoughts on this game. Alpha Clash is a game that I've found earlier in the year, and I'm going to show you my channel here for a second. I did some, 4 months, 6 months, 5 months ago, I did a lot of Alpha Clash content, and then not fell out of it, just was really busy in the second half of the year, and then a lot of Flesh and Blood stuff came up. But I've been playing it off of my channel like constantly. Dallas is a really hard area to push another game into, but I've been trying my best. But in 2024, one thing I want to do is I want to get back into making Alpha Clash content. This game rivals Flesh and Blood for me in so many ways, mechanically, which we'll talk about in another video. This video is not even going to talk about the mechanics of the game. I'm really just going to talk about certain elements of the game that I think make it a worthwhile TCG to try. I've met most of the team that works there, super amazing people, Ridge, the head of the company, and then some of the dev team, and just really awesome people. So I wanted today's video, the main point is to give you some non-gameplay reasons on why I think you should try this game out. And then later in the week, I'm going to give you, not later in the week, maybe tomorrow or the day after, I might be giving you like the mechanical reasons. I did videos similar to this like 6 months ago on like top 5 reasons to play Alpha Clash and stuff like that. But I want to rehash those going into 2024, because Alpha Clash is going to start to be a part of my normal content schedule, and I want you all as a Flesh and Blood audience to understand why I love the game. And the one thing I ask, if you're still here already, is even if this game's not for you, I implore you to share this video or like it, leave a comment, like even if it's just a general comment, it's like, hey, I was here, because every TCG has started somewhere, right? At one point, Flesh and Blood was a game that no one played. It really was. I know it was like somewhat a little bit before my time, but like boxes were insanely expensive and hard to get, and it was a really niche audience, and it was one of those games where people were like, oh, it's never going to take off. It's just a niche game that only like collectors play. Like that was at one point the perception of the game, right? And Alpha Clash is growing, has so many things going for it, but it's in a similar boat where like it needs to start somewhere, and it's already starting in a couple of places around the country, but I wanted to start for you all. And I'm moving to Virginia in February, and I'm going to be starting a local scene there, really trying to push it. I have a bunch of decks made. It's going to be super fun. But a couple reasons, again, I'm going to give you like 4 or 5 reasons, similar to the reasons I've stated a couple months back, but I just want to rehash them going into 2024 on like why you should be, excuse me, still getting over that flu, why you should be looking at this game going into 2024. So the first one is just, so I love the superhero aspect. Now that might not be for some people, but as a Flesh and Blood player, I think it has very similar feel and mechanical feel in-game and out-of-game, because in Flesh and Blood and in the games that I like to play, in the games that I would perceive my audience likes to play, we love the hero aspect, right? We love getting behind a hero, getting behind a feeling and a lore and a background, right? And identifying with that hero. Like I identify with Katsu, right? Alpha Clash is very similar. There's characters in this game, contenders, that allow you to get behind them. They all have different play styles. They all have different upbringings, different backgrounds, different things in the lore, which we'll talk about here in a second. And like it allows you to really, enjoy what you like even more, the decks that you're playing, right? The decks aren't just creatures. They're not just things, like they're people, right? And their feelings. And that's something that as a Flesh and Blood player, I think a lot of people can get behind. It's actually one of the first things that I got behind. when I came to this game. And set 1 was all about the alphas, right? As you can see, like Torque and Mean Streak, even Alpha Hunters, which is another kind of not so much race, but group of people. And then you have Magnate, which is like the poster child, and stuff like that. And then set 2 brings in people called the Harbingers, which is even another thing. So like, I'm going to do a lore video later this week and kind of talk about it, but kind of the short stint is there's these things called the progenitors, and I always mispronounce that name. Progenitors, they're basically like the creators of the universe, right? Like they're like these gods of gods, which is like Alpha Aster is one of them in this game. And every 10,000 years, they unleash waves of energy on Earth and other planets as well. And they basically give normal beings, in this case humans, superpowers, right? Certain ones, and they're called alphas. And these alphas are brought into what's known as the pull, which is like their urge to fight each other. It's basically like the old Highlander movies almost, where there can be only one, and they basically fight each other in order to become like the winner, or like the alpha of alphas. And when they do that, they're able to like ascend and like go on throughout the story. And then they have these people called Harbingers, which are basically like the heralds of the progenitors, which is like they basically take the strongest alphas into new worlds to fight other alphas. And that's what set 2 is all about. Set 2 is all about the Harbingers. But yeah, there's just a lot of characters that you can get behind in this game, which I really enjoy. And the second reason is the lore. So they have a whole comic book and novel series, and I have them here. I'm not going to go over them in this video, but like, look at this. This is like a full novel for the game, for the background of the game. Like, it's like a book, y'all, like a full book. And then they also have comic books. So like literally like full comic books. That's just awesome, right? And I'm not going to go crazy into that, but there's certain things in certain TCGs where you can just, like I said, like 5-6 months back, you can just tell that they care about this game and that they want it. They're trying to set this game up for the long term. They're trying to do other things with this game, right? They're not just putting out cards. They're not just making, certain sets and trying to do a quick cash grab. It doesn't, like, there's a lot of TCGs that don't make it. They have like really surface level stuff. Like their mechanics are okay, but like everything surrounding the game's kind of really surface deep. This game, not even close, right? They already have like exclusive promos. They have like this whole comic book series that dives into the lore that also matches up with the sets and like the battles. Like the original battle was Magnate versus Moxie. Moxie's an alpha hunter, which is like basically like the human response force to fighting the alphas, so they aren't just innocent bystanders dying to these alpha clashes that are going on. And Magnate's like the poster child. So like that's the whole first portion, and it's the start of the comic book series. So there's a lot of lore into it, and again, as a Flesh and Blood player, we love our lore. We have a lot of it. So I think that's another thing that you would very much enjoy about this game. The third thing, which I wanted to kind of go over, is the balance play. And again, I'm not going to go super into mechanics here, but I've been playing a lot of the sets. I was on their testing team for a little bit and I had to stop just because of, life commitments. But their play, they're so big on trying to make a balanced, fun game that has a lot of exploration, but also has a feeling of power turns, like really cool cards. They have their Clash Grounds, which is like full board state stuff where it like affects the whole entire battlefield, similar to Pokemon. They have like, these kind of trap cards. They have all this type of stuff, but they really try to simplify the game while having depth of play that makes for a balanced, fun experience, which I really enjoy. Another thing that is not mechanical that I think you'll like about this game is the people. They have a really great team. Ridge, the co-founder and CEO, talked to him a lot. Really just loves this stuff, right? Like these guys and gals are just nerds, and in the best way possible. They love what they're doing. They come from really unique backgrounds, from like Cirque du Soleil and like all these different things, circus arts, and they huge comic book fans, huge TCG fans. Josh at Chief of Marketing has been doing an amazing job. Garrett, one of the also founding members. They have a really open and communicative team, which from, again, most of my audience is Flesh and Blood, so I am speaking to Flesh and Blood here mainly, but I'm also speaking to people who maybe found this video just randomly, is they're very similar to Flesh and Blood, where they have a great Discord. Highly suggest going to their website, which I'll put down below. Join their Discord. They are on Tabletop Simulator. You can build complete decks, right? They have a full deck builder here where you can build decks and play with your friends on Tabletop Simulator if you want to try it out before you buy something. All that type of stuff. So definitely give it a try. I didn't want this video to be super long. I just kind of wanted to kind of set up why I'm going to be talking about this game and why I love this game. It's one of the best TCGs I've played, and I've played a decent amount at this point now. And I really enjoy what they're doing. They just need to get the game in the hands of more people. I know this game can be successful if people give it a shot. You just gotta go out there. But definitely just at least give it a look. And like I said at the beginning of this video, sometimes like just the comic book or the artwork, right, or the superhero aspect might not be for you. And I can't argue that, right? Like that's a subjective point, right? Some people love it, some people don't like it. Just like in Flesh and Blood, some people love the fantasy-driven style of artwork and heroes, and some people don't, right? That I can't argue. But even if it's not for you, leave a comment. Even if it's just a casual one, just let me know you were here. Leave a like on the video. I would love other people to see these videos. If you see my Alpha Clash content come out, just leave it a like. Put it on low, let the video run, help the algorithm get it pushed to more people, because I want this game to be successful, and I'm going to push forward to be successful in my area in Virginia, and I'm going to really push forward to be successful on the channel, and I want it to be equal, honestly, alongside Flesh and Blood for me when it comes to coverage. So hopefully you enjoy it. I'm going to be doing some videos here in the next week. I'm going to be doing like a lore background. Do like a 10 to 15 minute talk about the lore, like what's the story behind this game, because I feel like that's a really cool driver for why you should want to play it. I'm going to talk again. I did this like 6 months ago, but I'm going to kind of rehash it going into 2024 of why I like this game mechanically, like as a TCG player, like as a competitive player, as well as a casual player, like why you should play this game. I think that's really useful. And we're going to be doing other stuff. We're going to be talking about Set 2, obviously, that just came out this past month. I got a lot of products sent from the Alpha Clash team that I'm going to review and show you all some of the artwork, as well as their starter level product, which is like another reason I think that this game is really good. They have an amazing starter level product that's easy way to get into the game and play it. So I'm going to be going over that and their tournament kits, all types of stuff. But let me know if there's something specific about this game that you would like to see. Definitely let me know. I'll try to go over it best I can. But overall, again, the game might not be for you. Help other people where it might be for them be able to see it. And hopefully you all, like it enough to where you can interact with it as it comes out more and more on the channel. I really appreciate all y'all's support regardless of what you do. Y'all have been awesome. 2023 has been an insane year. I'm going to do a end-of-year wrap-up video tomorrow. And kind of talk about that as well and how the year went. I'm super just grateful for what you all have done. This month's been a little bit weird with COVID and the flu and all this other stuff, but we're ending it on a good note, on a positive note. So definitely check this out. I'll put all the links to the description of their socials and the game down below. If you see something about the game you don't like, let me know. Like, I'll try to maybe quell it a little bit and show you what it could help to fix the problem you have with it, unless it's like something super subjective. I'll try my best. But yeah, definitely let me know. Hopefully you all have a great rest of the week. Hopefully you had a great year. Excuse me. Stayed healthy, stayed safe, and I'll see y'all next time on TC Talk. Thank y'all so much.